Hi everyone, welcome to episode 50 of the More in You podcast. I'm so excited that you're here again for another episode. I have another phenomenal guest. I always say I never bring guests that are not phenomenal onto this show. Are we ready to meet my guest? Before I bring my guest on, I want to just let you know, go and have, you might want to go grab a cup of water. You might want to go grab a cup of coffee. You might want to call a friend to come and listen, because we're going to have a conversation today about letting go of our past so that we can be more. So let's see. Go grab a friend while I bring my guest on. Are you ready? Let's do the unveiling. Yes. My guest is here. I have Bisi Gbadebo with me today. You're welcome, sis. You're so welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. I will be wanting to do this for, we've been going back and forth. What date is going to work? So I'm glad that we finally made it work. So grateful to have you here. Thanks for being a blessing today. So this is episode 50, and it's interesting because we actually started. We actually met in we really were in the podcast class.
Yes.
And can you believe that we've been doing this for almost a year?
Oh wow!
I know.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, around this time last year, I think.
Yeah, I think it was July last year that we had a podcast.
Oh yes.
Interesting. So it's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about leaving the past behind so I can be more. It's such a powerful, and because you have a powerful testimony, a powerful story. But I want to read your bio just before. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself informally in a minute. But I just want to read your bio quickly, and then we'll go into that. So Bisi Gbadebo is a thriving survivor of domestic abuse and a transformational life coach. She helps support and empower women to regain their confidence, heal from their trauma and abuse, and rediscover themselves so they can fulfill purpose and maximize their potential. She's also a certified John Maxwell speaker, coach, and trainer. She's a grief recovery specialist. That's powerful. And a domestic abuse advocate, CBT practitioner, and an author. People, I want to welcome my guest again. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just playful like that. So let's forget that bio for a minute and just talk to us. Who is Bisi Gbadebo? Informal.
Okay. I am Bisi Gbadebo, and I am a mother of 4.
You won't even believe
it. A mother of 4 and a grandmother.
Wow. Wow, you don't look it.
Yeah. Yes, I am a nurse by profession. And I'm also, like you mentioned, I am a transformational life coach. I support women, that have gone through domestic abuse or any kind of life adversity. It doesn't have to be domestic abuse, and I help them to gain, regain their confidence and transform their lives and begin to thrive again. So I do that. I support them. I advocate for them, and yes, I'm also an author. Actually, that the book the 2 books I wrote are on is for parents and children, because when I did that, I was focused on something else. Then I was into praying parents, gather parents together.
Actually, today I was looking at some of the books that I wrote that I'm going to write, and praying for your children there was a book there about that. We need, that's like a continuous thing we need.
Yeah. So I've got those 2 that that I wrote then, because I had this praying parents page that I just post prayers in there, and we meet to pray as well. Yeah, so I do all that, and yes, I just love helping those that cannot speak out for themselves because of the fear of what could happen or just be there to support them to go through that process or that journey of moving out of a situation that is very, very, very difficult to walk that journey alone. So yeah, I do all that.
Wow, awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I'm going to ask you a fun question. Can you share 2 fun facts with us about you?
Okay. Yes. I love to sing. I love to sing, and I love to travel.
Oh, me and you are. I did not the singing, but the traveling.
I love to
I
travel.
do, but I'm not. It's not like I have a good voice, but I do sing. But the traveling, I love to. So.
Yeah, I love to travel. Yeah, well, I think COVID just COVID stopped that for a few. Yeah, so hopefully everything
things are opening up again. At least that's so exciting that we can start going places again. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. So as we look at our conversation today, leaving the past behind, so I can be more. You know, there's something, you know, your bio, just reading it alone, even just, it makes me to kind of think, you know, you help and empower women to regain their confidence. Confidence is a big thing. You help them heal from trauma abuse, and rediscover themselves. What started you off on this journey of helping other people?
Yeah, what started me off on the journey is because of what I went through. You know, I was in an abusive relationship, and I then needed help. I needed, you know, someone that I can talk to, someone that that understands, you know, and there was no one there for me then. And maybe it's because you know, moving from one country to another, and leaving all your friends behind, family behind. Although yes, I do have then I had some family here then, but you know, everyone is far away from each other, and it's not something that I could just kind of say anything to them, because I didn't even say anything to anyone for years. So going through that, and now where I am, I just I knew that I didn't go through that for nothing. You know, there is a purpose behind. If I'm alive today, if I am alive today, there is a purpose for me, for God allowing that to happen. And bringing me out of it, actually raising me up from the dead, you know, from the bed of languish. So for that to happen, to have happened, I know it's for a purpose. And that's one of the reasons, you know, and I suffered in silence because I did not know who to turn to for help. Most of the people I know then were back home, although yes, I was in a community of people, you know, the church community. It's not that I'm close to anyone like that.
Just go in and come out.
Yeah. So but over the years, you know, those that knew about it, they couldn't help me as well, because you know, the information wasn't out there like it is now. And there's also many signposts to where you can go. You will see someone would direct you in where to go. But then there wasn't, and maybe they not knowing what to do, or maybe they didn't want to interfere in domestic issues, you know, because the police have said that to me. Oh, it's domestic.
It's a domestic issue, but somebody is almost dead in this domestic issue.
Yeah, domestic issue, and they'll just say, sort it out amongst yourself. And that was years ago. Now they don't do that. They don't do that now. Yeah. So I started doing this because there are women out there that don't have a voice. or maybe, you know, they have that voice, but that voice has been silenced.
Yes.
You know? And the fear of if I reach out to someone, they don't know what could happen to them or how the abuser will react. So so it's to support survivors, even victims as well, you know, whilst they are still in that situation, to support them. And like I said in my bio, that to help them to regain their confidence and self-worth and heal from that abuse, and, you know, and to begin to see the possibilities and the opportunities out there for them, and, you know, so that they can fulfill God's purpose for their lives. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing this. And for God to preserve my life, excuse me. Yeah, I know that it's for a purpose. So yeah, and I thank God that helping those that, you know, come my way. And yeah.
That is so powerful to share. And one thing that came to my mind, that even as you were speaking just now, is that I think also for a lot of people, sometimes it's even that shame effect of, I made a wrong choice. Sometimes people have that, I made a wrong choice. Maybe if I had not chosen this person, I won't be going through this. How do people handle that aspect of that shame? Because a lot of people don't come out because they let that shame just hold them in that place whereby they're thinking, but I don't want anybody to know that I made a wrong choice. And so they're suffering in silence, even though they know they should not be there. But because of what society will say, because of what friends will say, people will laugh at them, and people will say, oh, you should have looked better. Or maybe some of them, they even told them and they saw the red flags, but they went into that relationship. How do they handle that shame? I don't know how to ask. That's the right question, but that just dropped in my heart as you were sharing.
Yeah. Well, I would say how I handled it, because everyone's situation is different. For me, like, what I did was just to be silent. I couldn't tell anyone about it. I just put on a brave face and smile when I when I need to smile. When, you know, when we are in the midst of people, you just behave as if everything is normal, or most times you just don't go out, you just stay indoors, you know. And so if you're indoors, nobody will ask questions, nobody will see that you're sad or something is going on. And the shame, I think it's the shame that prevents people from also saying anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's the society as well. Although things has changed a lot now, people speak out more now than years ago. So years ago, the shame prevents women from, you know, saying anything, from even speaking out and saying, oh, this is happening, you know. And when you see your friends, everyone, they look as if everything is okay and all that. So you too, you pretend as if everything is okay.
Everything is not okay.
So is that shame of, oh, I think, what will people say? And
I don't want to be the odd one out.
Yeah, you don't want to be the odd one. Yeah, things like that, you know. But most times, where I just stay at home, I just keep to myself, and which didn't really help in a way, you know. So, but that's what happens all the time, because you find it difficult then, or even to say to people. I found it difficult to say to people. I didn't even say it to anyone. It was the other person that even mentioned it, for people to know that, okay, this is what's going on. I didn't at all. So you know, yeah, it's the shame. You just carry on with that for years until maybe you find someone that really gets it, that really understands, that someone to just support, just to be there, and not
to judge you,
not to judge, and not to tell me this is what to do, what not to do. Just knowing that I can call this person, and they just listen and just support me. So knowing what I went through then was driving me now, that, you know what, there's so many people out there that need that support, you know, and they can't say it out. You know, thinking people will not understand, especially when you've made up your mind that I'm getting out of here. People don't understand why you need to. Why do you need to? They don't know. They don't understand. So yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. Another question I wanted to ask is that how easy was it for you to be able to let go of your past? You know, because I know it must have not been easy. But when I see you today thriving, it's been years. But how was that journey for you? And why I'm asking the question is that I know that there's somebody listening that they might also be in the same position that you were years ago. And this might help them even to deal with where they are even right now.
For me, it's not easy. I'm still, you know, in the process of that journey. I'm still on that journey every day, you know. And I think for me, what really helped is my faith.
That was a big one.
Yeah, it's my faith is number one, because when I'm down and not knowing what to do, you know, I'm always looking forward to Sunday. That I will be out of the house.
Yeah, at least.
And you know, just go and get the dose for the week. You know, that really helped me. You know, really helped me then. And the journey of healing also, yeah, I will start with God, honestly. And it's also the determination that you don't want to live this kind of life anymore. You know, you want to move on with your life. You want to heal. You want to be better. So the journey, I think, is being aware that that's for someone listening. It will be, you know, they need to be aware that you don't want to live this kind of life anymore. And also accepting that, you know, accept what has happened. You can't change it anymore. It's just to now think of, oh, how am I going to start, you know, moving forward? And we need to forgive. Forgiveness is a big one. You need to forgive, because it's when we forgive that we can move forward. It's when we forgive that we are free to live out the purpose of God for our lives.
Yeah.
It's when we forgive that we receive that peace in our, you know, that the peace of God things becomes more clearer. You begin to see yourself in a new light, and all the things that you think that, okay, you can't do anymore, or that all the hobbies that you have that you used to do, all the things that, all your gifts and talents, then you begin to have interest in those things again. And yeah, that for me, that's, I had support after, you know, after a while, after so many years. I think it's me moving from one area, because there was a time we moved from one area, and moving to that other area changed a lot of things for me, because I was able to, someone was able to give me a leaflet, and through that leaflet, I found support and counseling as well, and from there, I had some friends, just few, 3 of them that were like my,
your
like
support system.
Yeah, my support. Yeah. So I had those that I can just pour everything out to. Yeah. So that really helped, and I just started developing myself.
That was another big one.
I just started developing, developing myself, and just take time to heal. There are days that you just go back to like square one, although it's not possible to go back to square one, but there are days that you just don't feel like,
because some days will always be easier than other days.
And others, yes. So yeah, there are days like that, but yeah, because I know that where I was is not where I want to be. Yeah. So I just had to keep looking forward and just trying my best, and yeah, most importantly, just develop myself so that and also my mindset as well. So for those listening to this, your mindset, because over the years, your abuser would have said so many negative, so many negative words that, just be ringing in your ears all the time. And so you need to change that, all those inner critics, all those things, sometimes you hear that, you can't do that. Who are you? All those, that kind of things. So that is a strong goal on its own that you need to fight.
you are so right. There was a lady I was teaching driving a couple of years ago. She had been in an abusive relationship, and God had helped her. She was out of it. The way she escaped was just another story on its own. But she had come out, but now, like you said, there was so much that he had pumped into her. I remember when I started to teach her driving, half of the first lessons we had to do were, she would come up and I'd be like, "Oh, you can, let's do it." She'd be like, "No, I can't do it. He said I can't do it. She said I can't." And the barriers were so real. Like she could not move past those barriers because of what he had said. So we had to first work on those. Like I would tell her, no, he doesn't determine what you can and can do. God determines what. So we had to, it was like a reset. Yeah. She had to reset. So
yes.
Mindset is such a big thing.
It is because it will keep those words will keep coming back and coming back. You have to be determined that, I'm not going to let this stop me from doing what I want to do, because there are days, even when you think you're okay now, something will just flash, or you just remember something, or that word or words, you just hear something and you think, oh, then this is where affirmation, I love.
You always post on Mondays beautiful affirmations.
Yeah,
thank you for always doing that.
affirmations. Even the one of the books I wrote there for children, affirmation as well. Affirmation. It's so big. So because anytime any thought that is not the right thought comes in, I've got the right one to just counteract it. Because then, even whilst in the abusive relationship, all these abusive words that Africans use and all that, the moment that word comes out, I am saying the positive right away. Yes. So as soon as that
counter that one.
Yes. So over the years, so that's one of the things that survivors go through, and what they what they are experiencing, even in that journey, when they are going through that healing journey. Although those that have not been abused also, they still go through, you know, having to reframe their thoughts, and we all have all those negative thoughts, so that we need to continue to use the word of God to reframe, or use positive words to change, you know, to change those negative self-talk. Yeah.
Wow. That is so powerful. You shared 4 key, those are like key things. You spoke about God. When God is involved in it, at least you know that there's hope.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Then you spoke about forgiveness. I remember Joyce Meyer sharing something with me that stuck with me for years. She shared this thing. I heard it. I don't remember 10 or when I was still living in the UK. This is like, and I've been here for 14 years. She shared that offense or unforgiveness is like she said it's like a rock.
Yeah.
And when you hit your foot against it, you start to shout, ouch, 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 ouch. She said, as long as you stand there shouting, you would not be moving forward. You're stuck in that place. She said, but if you muster up courage to just walk with that pain and begin to move, even if it's a little bit at a time, guess what?
Yeah.
She said you'll be moving. She said you'll be making progress. He said a lot of people, when people offend them, they decide that they're going to stay in that place. It's like the way they hit their foot, and they refuse to leave that place. And as long as they don't realize that they are stagnant, which means their life is stagnant. Their whole everything around them is. It was like, for me, it was like a light bulb that I have not been. Every time I remember forgiveness, that thing always flashes in my brain, because I'm like, can you imagine? And so one of the person that offended you has moved on with their lives.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You are still stuck. If you let yourself refuse to forgive them, you are going to stay stuck in that place. And I'm like, wow. So now you are keeping yourself as a prisoner. I'm like, God help us. So for me, it was like something that I always have. From that time, I have to go back to, because people offend us from, even if you're not in an amazing relationship, people would offend us from time to time.
Oh yes.
And forgiveness has to be a choice that we say, you know what, I'm going to choose to forgive. It's not like it's fun. It's not always easy. And I can imagine for you that must have been hard, because the things that person does to you. But when you choose to forgive, guess what? Now you're thriving in your life. You're thriving where you are right now. So that's the big one. Then you also spoke about developing yourself. Can you go a little bit deeper into developing yourself? Because we're talking about, you know, being more. So now we have left ourselves. We have left that past behind. That journey of developing ourselves. I want us to just share a little bit more about that journey of going to develop yourself. So
find out, you know, what you're good at. Of course, someone would know what they're good at. And if you don't know, it's ask people. Those, I believe people around you would have been pointing out, oh, you're good at this, you're good at that. You might know that you're good at some things, like maybe your gifts and talent. You might know how to cook, or you might know how to sing, or you might know how to maybe sew. And because of that abuse, you've left all those things. You know, you've forgotten about them, all your hobbies, all your interests. You've just put it at the backside and say, you know, because then you're only living to survive every day. Every day, all your energy is focused on, you know, you surviving. So all give talent,
can't be bothered.
You're not even thinking of that, especially when you have children to take care of as well. So, you know, but now you're free to live your life. And so find out what those gifts and talents are. Begin to develop them if you need to. You know, if you need to go back to school,
go back to school.
If maybe you need to retrain on all the, you know, your skills that you've just left behind, retrain. Probably, maybe you stop working when you are in this relationship. go back to work if your situation, you know, is if you want to, you can start a business. You can do. There's so many things that you can do.
You can fly.
Yeah. read different books. Read development books. Develop yourself personally and professionally in whichever area that you specialize in, and also surround yourself with positive-minded people. People that will, you know, support you, encourage you, and direct you direct you in the right way. You know, pray to God to even bring those people into your lives, and that will kind of help. So I would say that to be more, to develop yourself is every day, even develop your mind, like we said earlier, in also negative thoughts and things like that, because it's when we are able to work on our mind in that area. That's when we can decide, or that's where we can really see that we need to develop ourselves. Because someone now that's thinking they're nothing, they can't do this, they can't do that, won't be thinking of developing themselves. So it starts with the mind first, the mindset. And if you need to maybe get a professional to help in that area, like a therapist, or those that need support, go for the support. Yeah, if you need that support, like maybe seeing a mental health person, or, you know, ask your doctor to refer you. And yes, when we are free from all those self-limiting beliefs, you know, that you now believe in yourself, that I can do this, then step out and start to develop yourself, start to read in the area of your interest, and go for it. If you need to get a mentor, get a mentor. If you need to get a coach, get a coach, and develop yourself and begin to thrive.
Wow. Thank you so much. Those are powerful, sharp arrows we can shoot. It's truly, the mind is a muscle. Yeah, and we can develop it as much as we want to. Yeah, so it's up to us. So there is really no limits, is there? Nothing must be allowed to stop us.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I think also, there might be some days that you feel down, that you just think, oh, I can't, I can't do this. Yeah, that's where you need that support, good friends around you that you can, that when you say that to them, they will encourage you, spur you on and say, we're rooting for you, that you can do this. Come on, let's, So it's good to have that support system. Or you could have because there are some domestic abuse support group that people could join. Even for those that have not gone through domestic, you can just have people that that these people.
We actually all need the support system, even around us all the time.
It's true. It doesn't have to be just survivors of abuse, or everyone needs that support. Yeah,
because there are days that you are just down and you just need that boost. It's like a boost of encouragement.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing those tips with us. So somebody listening, if you need to get help, if you're in this situation, please do go and get help.
Yeah.
And the last question I wanted to ask regarding that would be, now that you've left the past behind and you are thriving, what next?
What next? My next is me helping other women that are suffering in silence. Yeah. Or women that are afraid to speak out. women that think they are not enough. Yeah, women that think that they can't achieve anything, thinking, who are they? They can't do this. You know, that they've
lost hope.
Yeah, they've lost. That's the word. They've lost hope of anything good happening in their lives. You know, and some over the years probably they, through the abuse, might be disabled. You know, so there's so many things. You know, so some people might be disabled that they just give up on life, thinking, you know, then depression sets in, and mental health problems. So people like that needs help, that needs to recover from that emotional loss. That's where the grief recovery comes in. You know, the emotional loss and all the pain. So that's the reason why I'm just carrying on and wanting to help as many people that I can. I can help and be their heart with ears. So in grief recovery, we say, I'm your heart with ears. I'm here to listen. So yeah, to just be there, because no one was there for me. And yeah,
well, you can be there for other people.
Yeah,
that's so powerful. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Wow, you've shared a lot of nuggets. Thank you. I want to ask, any last words for a woman listening out there, a woman wanting to leave her past behind to become more? Any last words from you?
So what I would say to that person is to leave the past behind and move on with life. You need to acknowledge and accept the past is the past. Accept that the past is the past. And because when we dwell on the past, we get stuck in there. We won't be able to move on. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, as you also forgive your abuser. Forgive, because it's when we forgive that we set ourselves free and have that peace of mind. And that's when we can, like I said earlier, that's where we can see clearly on what's the next thing to do. So forgive yourself, or probably you might think you made the wrong choice, or why did I stay for this long in this relationship? Maybe if I'd done this, maybe if I'd listened, maybe if, you know, all those things, let it go. Acknowledge and accept that, yeah, it's happened. So what next? You know, love yourself and accept yourself. Love yourself. Loving yourself is, you know, think of the things that you can do for yourself. You know, take care of yourself. Loving yourself is more like taking care of yourself.
Prioritize you.
Pardon?
I said prioritize you.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So love yourself. Don't say yes to things that you know that you won't be able to. Don't take too much of things that you know you can't handle. And part of loving yourself is to take care of your mind. You know, that negative self-talk, you know, keep on reframing it into positive ones. Use affirmations. You know, have affirmations that you read out to yourself. You can paste it anywhere you want in your house, and just so to remind you, you know the words, you know those words, you know. So change those words to positive, to positive words. Then learn the lessons from what you went through. So I'm sure if we sit down
that's a big one.
reflect on the experience and the valuable lessons that you learn, and use those lessons, you know, to make a better future for yourself.
Yes.
You know, think of those lessons, because as you move on in life, all the things we learn, even if it's to help others, like
That's
what
enough.
I'm trying to do now is because I know that you know, I suffered in silence. I kept quiet for years, and there was no one to reach out to. That's the reason today that well, that's one of the lessons I learned, and why I'm now helping others, you know, to get out of that situation. So take care of yourself, both physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, in every area. So take care of yourself. And also, I think we've mentioned that earlier, is to develop yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And also journal. You know, journal is a form of therapy.
Yes.
It's a form of therapy.
Out.
Yeah, it is a form of therapy. Just let it out, you know. Have good support system, which we mentioned earlier. Laugh more. Make yourself happy. You know, do the things you love.
Do things that you love to do.
Do things that you love to do. Eat well, sleep well. You know, sleep well, take care of yourself, and exercise, read, listen to music if you need to. And just do travel. Oh my, I love that.
I love that
travel.
Travel. I was about to say, you just need to give me a ticket. I'm always, if I was say, you're always ready to go, I say always.
Oh yes, so yeah. So for me, when I realized that for years I couldn't travel because of the situation, so I started praying that I need someone I could travel with, you know, go somewhere, you know. And one day I just stumbled on a group on Facebook that they travel.
Wow.
And yeah, so I was just so happy that God answered my prayers.
Wow.
And yeah,
I didn't know they had groups like that.
Oh yes, there are. Yeah, there are some people that they do that. They travel and yeah. So that was how I joined them. If it's something that you know you love doing, so yeah, fine. It could be just a friend. I know some people that they just, you know, they are friends and they travel all over whenever they are free. You know, you can do that if you have friends, if that's one of your hobbies, you know, so you can do that. So we've mentioned this, surround yourself with positive minded people. Yes. So go out, although that also can be a bit somehow, you know, survivors of domestic abuse most times don't like to go out, so you have to.
They maybe heal from it.
you have to kind of push yourself, you know. Yeah, kind of force yourself. You know, I won't use force. You know, encourage yourself to get up and dress up, because over the years, you know, maybe you've not been doing much of that because. When you dress up, you want to go out, something will happen that thing will not happen. So you just decide, you know, I'll just stay at home. So that's, you know, that attitude of, I'm used to just staying at home, I don't want to go out. Yeah. But yes, with supportive friends, you can get out of that and start to enjoy your life. So make new memories. Forget about the past and begin to make new memories, positive memories. You know, spend time with your children, your family, and take pictures and make new memories. You know, and look at that. My children always say, "Oh, you love making memories and take." Yes,
I love important.
There's so many things that you've missed over the years, and you just want to take small steps daily, you know, Don't say, oh, I can't do this. Take that, even if it's just, if whatsoever it is that you want to do, that will just take you 15 minutes of your day. If that's all you can do for that day, just do the 15. If it's what you want to read now and you only read for 15 minutes, read the 15 minutes, you know, and, you know, small steps every day, and try new things that you've not done before, or that you stopped doing, you know.
Yeah.
All your forgotten hobbies and not everything, you know, go back to them. Yeah. And practice gratitude.
Oh, that's another big one.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Be thankful. Be thankful for the little things, you know. Be thankful for the big things. Be thankful for your life. Be thankful for your children. Be thankful for your family. Be thankful for your job. Be thankful for all the little things that you see, you know, all the things that we see around us. Sometimes you hear the birds singing. You be thankful for that.
Little things.
That you can hear it. You know, be thankful for what you can see, that you can feel, that you can smell. Some people cannot smell. You know, so be thankful, because it helps boost your mental health, and improves your mental health, and your confidence as well. So gratitude. Notice all the little things that you normally would not notice, or actually be intentional to want to notice those things that I'm going to notice. If it's just the birds, you know, or maybe it's I don't know, whatsoever that is for you, you know, notice and be thankful, be grateful. Whenever the sun is out, you know, I look up and I say, Father, thank you for the sun. As this sun is shining on me, I'm thankful for your covenant, for your, you know, that, you know, thanking God just for me seeing that sun, you know, and continue to be more closer to God, because it's when you are more closer to Him, your personal relationship with Him, if you're a person of faith, you know, then let Him guide and show you why He created you, why you're here, why you survived, and you're here thriving or living your life. So that's what I would say to people that wants to move on, you know, and not stay stuck in the past, you know, move.
That's a lot of nuggets. a lot of
find people around you that can, you know, that can encourage you along on this journey. Mentor or coach, or wonderful friends, you know, that can just be there for you. That pray to God to send you those people. Very, very important, because I prayed for, you know, people. I prayed for mentors. I prayed for coaches, and God was just bringing them into my life at the right time. Yeah, and also you've made a lot of difference in my life. You know, in a way, you have what you say all the time. I follow you a lot, and you don't know that your message, you're even hearing your voice, and those messages does make a lot of difference, you know. So some people you see them from afar, but they are making a difference in your life. So so those kind of people, continue to follow them. You might not be close to them as in maybe like Mrs. Olabode living in Canada and I'm in UK. I can't just say, I'm coming to your house.
I'm at the door. So people will even tell you, they just say, I'm at the door, are you home? Like, hello.
Yeah, but
I know. But thank God also for social media, because now virtual has helped us to at least harness some of those opportunities.
Yeah.
We can still glean a lot from each other, because we can see what each other is doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing those nuggets. That's a lot of things that you shared, which people can glean from. Thank you so much. So how can we find you? How can people find you? Your social media handles?
Yeah, I'm on
Oh, you see, I have BCG.
So I've decided to, actually change it to my name. So BC Gbadebo, and yeah,
on IG.
On IG, there are other BC Gbadebo there. So mine
will make yours unique in a way.
So mine is BC.Gbadebo, yeah, there. And I'm also I've also got another IG account also called Survival to Thriver. So although I don't really post much on that, but the BC Gbadebo and those that need support, I've got a support.
I was going to ask for that.
Yeah, I've got a support group called Restored Hope.
Yes.
So yeah, Restored Hope.
And she's also got a podcast called Restored Hope.
Yeah, yes. Actually, I forgot to mention that in my bio. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, yes, I've got a podcast called Restored Hope, because it's only God that can restore that our hope, all our dreams that we had then that we've kind of forgotten about because of life adversities or not wanting to move on with life and things like that. God can restore. He is the only restorer of our hope. And yes, so your hope can be restored. Don't give up on life. There are beautiful things ahead of you, and there are so many lives that you have to touch as well. So don't give up on life. And yes, find out those right people that will continue to encourage and support you on this journey. Yeah.
Thank you so much for today. Thank you from my heart. I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing, with us. Thank you for sharing those nuggets. I'm sure somebody listening, somebody watching will be blessed. Okay, so I will see you next week. Thank you everyone that has listened today or watched today. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Thank you everyone.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And also, before I let you go, actually, I just thought, where can people find your books?
Okay, it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. One of them is called Get Wisdom, Get Understanding. Okay. So, and the second one is Blessing Your Children. So that Get Wisdom, Get Understanding, I think, because we have so many single parents, and then being a single parent, I'm thinking, okay, how do I train my children in the right way? And because all those statistics and saying, just this, that, all those, I just thought, the only thing I know is
mine are going to be different.
The only thing I know is God. The only person I know is God. And I love reading the book of Proverbs.
My favorite.
So that was and that was what I did with my children then. And I just gathered them. We all sit on the bed together and we read that book of Proverbs. Just maybe we can read a few verses. When they were a little younger, we read few verses and I explain or ask them, okay, what do you think? What do you think that is saying? What's the lesson that you are learning from that? How can you apply it to your life? Or in their own way they understand, but as they grew older, they were now giving me real life experience of, okay, this was at school, or this, that, and when we finish, we'll start again. And, we just were doing like that. So when they were much older, I now will say, okay, go and read the chapter. You are the one that's going to teach us.
That's going to lead us.
Oh, yes. So
we started doing it a couple of weeks ago. My daughter said to me, after we read one, she's like, I don't understand. I said, okay, I think you need to start reading it in the message version. So that it has a... He has at least a different understanding, because she's 11.
Understanding,
like, I don't, because sometimes when with the KJV, sometimes it's like the English, they just don't get it. It's like, no, I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Yes, yeah. So one day I was in I went for a retreat with some ladies, and that was when someone asked me, because I was kind of like the only one there with older children, and asked me, okay, yeah, Mrs. Gladibo, and how did you do this, that, and so I now started talking about what I know, which is the book of Proverbs. So one of the ladies now said, you know what, you can write a book about it. And that was why I decided to
to write the book.
So now I took all the values, the characters, and all the things that we teach our children, and what the book of Proverbs is all about. Is all about living the right kind of life, that the God kind of life, that and it will help. It will help our youth of today if if they read the book of Proverbs, if they and parents are going through that with them as well, because then they will learn how to behave. They will learn what to say, the right association.
Everything, lessons for
every area of life, every area, choosing a future partner,
choosing a future partner, finances, everything.
Yes, everything. So that was what I did. Now at the end of each chapter, then I've put in affirmations for them to say affirmations. So
wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah, so I can send you the link for both if you
that would be awesome.
And the other one is on blessing your children. Yeah,
that's even better. So people go and get your copies on Amazon, and I'll put the links as well in the show notes, so that people can click on the link and you can take them straight to it.
Thank you
for sharing that. Oh no, Proverbs, I still till now, I don't know, I've been doing it for years, reading one every day. The one that is for that day. And it's funny, I read it in different translations, and I get different meanings.
So yes.
So powerful. Thanks for sharing that. I think that's it. We didn't even plan that, but you see, we needed to hear that at the very end.
Yeah, I think some, we have so many, even for those that are not single parent, but it's just that as a single parent, there's this, like,
people have this stigma they put up.
Yeah, that your children, maybe they were actually, when they witness, the more reason why I was so particular about it, that making sure that I'm putting in the right things in there, so, and blessing our children, making sure that we're speaking life into them, declaring the word of God and declaring life.
I'm going to get a copy of that. Because that's a thing that I'm so big on. I'm so particular about it. We must just keep speaking the blessing, what we want to see. Not even what we are currently seeing, if you're not seeing the right thing. Or what we want to see in their lives.
I read a quote yesterday that says, when you heal yourself, you're healing your generation, you're healing your children, your children's children. You're healing all of them. So that is part of it. Yes, we need to heal ourselves, but we need to also
sow it into
our children, because they also need to heal in whichever area. So
wow.
Thank you.
So viewers, thank you so much again. Wow, thank you so much. This is so good to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.